So here we go. I actually haven't read this out loud before, so let's see if we can do it smoothly. 2020 started as a year to celebrate 3 significant milestones. I was turning 50, celebrating 25 years of marriage to the gorgeous Catherine, her maiden name was May, and the 10-year anniversary of completing business school at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. In preparation for 2020, I had created a list of 50 things to do before turning 50. And a little side note, that was inspired by a woman, Lyle Barmby, that I met while hiking Kilimanjaro a few years earlier when she was turning 60. When she was, I think she just turned 59. She said, okay, before I turn 60, I want to do 60 cool things. And so that's where that inspiration came from. Item number 1 on my list of 50 things to do was to complete the book that I had been living and writing for several years. I kind of had the content for about 6 years. And the title is the book that we're talking about today, Productive Accidents, a Playbook for Personal and Professional Adventure. The key idea for the book was discovered during business school and extended after graduation. Briefly, it shows how a framework for curiosity and creativity can also be a recipe for innovation and a lifetime of adventure. Productive accidents, or you could call it serendipity, can become predictable and repeatable. The list of 50 items also featured a series of travel adventures, including a trip from Hong Kong to attend South by Southwest, which is the annual film, music and startup festival held in Austin, Texas. Next was a trip to Australia to ride in the Tour de Rocks, a cycling event that raises funding for cancer research. We also planned travel to Japan to see the BMX and skateboarding events at the Tokyo Olympics. And our 4th trip was going to be to the awesome Fuji Rock Festival. Business school reunions were also planned in Singapore and Hong Kong. But then COVID-19 struck harder than expected, and all of the events and travel plans were cancelled. Focus shifted to working and schooling from home and making sure our children and extended families were safe, particularly since we're based in Hong Kong, while 2 of our 4 children, actually now 3 of our 4 children, are based in Australia, plus our siblings, our parents, and lots of other connections. One of the benefits of slowing down was that it provided an opportunity to prioritize writing. Fortunately, as I mentioned before, at the start of the year, I had registered for the Creatives Workshop, a new virtual program that helped to form habits that enabled the completion of personal projects. Parallel, new connections were converting into collaborations, highlighting that the ingredients for productive accidents could accelerate virtually. For example, someone in the Creatives Workshop mentioned a series of dinner events in New York called Gratitude and Pasta. This caught my attention because several years earlier, I had initiated an ambitious gratitude project to write 10,000 thank yous. And if you do 1 thank you per day, that will take 10,000 thank yous will actually take you 27 years to complete. So really, it's a lifetime sort of project. I reached out to the founder of Gratitude and Pasta and arranged to virtually attend some of the dinners, so via Zoom. So he was doing dinner at, I don't know, 8 p.m. New York time. That was my 8 a.m. the next day. So he had dinner, I had breakfast. And one of the dinners converted into a guided walking tour of Taiwan. That was Chris Davis. The following week, I thought, well, let's play with that idea. How about I do a virtual walking tour of Hong Kong? And during that walk, it's when Chris Schembra said, oh, you should meet Chris Palmore. So he sent like a 1-word introduction via email, something like connect or something like that, literally, just that 1 word. And, our curiosity continued, and Chris and I organized a Skype call or FaceTime or something. And that's when I started to learn about Chris's project. And since then, we've collaborated on several, including a bunch of podcasts. So we've done about 13 episodes interviewing people that were featured in Productive Accidents. And I've also contributed to his book, the first one that he mentioned, Dear Gratitude, an anthology. Even better, our eldest daughter and several friends contributed to that book as well. So what I love about Chris's book and the format is, people may not be thinking that they could write a full book, but if you can write 100 words or 1,000 words, here's a baby step to training wheels to becoming a published author. And you are published because you're in a book that you can buy and hold. And I think that's pretty cool. Fast forward, and I was able to complete the writing and editing process for Productive Accidents, get the book printed, start distributing via bookstores in Hong Kong, and sell digital copies directly from my website, peterbwilliams.com. parallel, it's provided an opportunity to play with ways to convert the content into 10 different formats, including digital books, physical books, an audio book, even a translation into Vietnamese, just as an experiment. And, you know, it was a productive accident how that happened. Overall, creative projects and new connections accelerated in 2020. But the thing I'm most grateful for is how our extended families helped to ensure that our eldest daughter in Melbourne, our son at boarding school in Sydney, and our parents in Armidale stay safe and well. They were also able to carefully converge and celebrate at Christmas. Meanwhile, our second daughter managed to navigate her IB, and our youngest daughter made a smooth transition to start a new school. So despite not being able to travel and missing several events, it turns out that by keeping things in perspective, there was a lot to be grateful for in 2020. Our health, our families, our friends, new connections, new collaborations, new adventures. One thing is certain, we will never take physical reunions with family and friends for granted again.